Well, talking of flood warnings, those living in a town in Milton Keynes are calling for answers after dozens of homes were flooded at Christmas.
Residents in Stony, Stratford say they were given no warning it was coming, and many are still unable to return to their properties. They want someone to take responsibility, as Rebecca Howarth's been finding out.
Right, brace yourself.
It's been almost a month since Rob's house was flooded, and he's still trying to dry it out. He's been living upstairs since the downstairs of his property in Stony, Stratford was submerged in water on Christmas Eve.
Totally devastated all the way through the downstairs. Everything's ruined, all the white goods, the kitchen, all the furniture, anything that was on the floor. The guys to our right, they're in a hotel. These guys are in a hotel as well, and next door but one are in a hotel, but we're still here because we've got a cat and a dog, so it's not an option for us.
Karen lives just up the road at an over-60s housing complex. The water rose as high as these lower balconies, and her car was written off.
We came out and the flood water had just gone everywhere, damaged all the cars, and it was just horrendous. Not a good start to Christmas Eve.
Dozens of houses were flooded here at the top of the high street. Many still haven't been able to return to their properties, and residents say they weren't given any warning that this was going to happen.
Jerry lives just off the high street. Despite having flood defences, the water still managed to make its way into his house. It got so bad at one point, his elderly neighbour had to be rescued by a canoe.
We haven't had anyone come round to assess the failure of their flood defences. We haven't had anybody from the Environment Agency turn up. And certainly, I think we all feel that nobody's taken responsibility.
The River Ouse runs around Stony Stratford. The town's flooded before, but nothing on this scale. Anne's lived here 33 years. She believes the constant developments on floodplains isn't helping the situation.
The runoff has got to go somewhere, and when you start building on big parts of the floodplain, which has continued to happen over the last 20 years. I mean, at one time, back I think it was in 2016, twice as many houses were being built on floodplain than anywhere else. It's ridiculous.
Milton Keynes Council is now set to undertake a statutory investigation into what happened. And in a statement, the Environment Agency said, "Our officers are now working with partners and communities to understand the nature and scale of flooding and develop a recovery plan. In the meantime, we would urge those affected by flooding to encourage their insurers to invest in making their properties more resilient to future flooding, rather than simply replacing losses." Residents just hope something will be done so they don't have to face this kind of devastating flooding again. Rebecca Howarth, ITV News, Stony Stratford.
Some sport now, and Luton Town manager